What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. In today's video we're checking out Sabrina Carpenter's Singular Act 2. Now I just recently checked out Singular Act 1, I think about 2 weeks ago now, and my conclusion was that I couldn't get enough of a definition of what her sound was, and that's what I liked most about it. She was very diverse in her sound, and I think that was really great because it didn't really give her a single definition. I'm always a fan of that. But for all the songs that I did hear, even with each unique style, she just did such a great job blending and creating those tracks. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on all kinds of links down below. You can support the channel, whatever. Okay, let's listen to Singular Act 2. First track is called In My Bed. That falsetto sounds really good for her. Oh, that little bit higher note for her is so good for her to be in. Okay, so right away, we get that really beautiful falsetto that Sabrina Carpenter is so great at. We heard it on the last album. It's funny because I think this first track and the first track of that album actually sounded kind of similar in the beat selection. It's a beat that I'm not a huge fan of. I don't like the type of beats that have these like random like whoop whoop in the back or like weird things like that. I feel like they're not really necessary, and I feel like they kind of take away from Sabrina Carpenter's moment here because her voice sounds so great. And again, and I even said it in her last album, it has something to do with the beat, man. You put a bad beat on a song, it doesn't matter how great you sound, unfortunately, it will take away from that. And I feel like that's exactly what happened here. But since I kind of figured that was gonna happen, I really just tried to isolate my thoughts on her voice. So this is a beautiful way to start the album and at least give us a little taste of what's to come. All right, the next song is called Pushing 20. Oh. Yes, I love hearing these pop artists rap, like singing over hip hop and trap beats. So I'm already stoked on the diversity we're getting in this album. Right away, track 2, she's got a pop R&B trap song, and as you guys know on this channel, that's something that I like to hear. I like to hear these dirty beats, and I like to hear an artist give these sort of lyrical presentations over those beats. It's just something about that dark aesthetic to pop and R&B. I feel like this is the new age of R&B when it comes to that sound, and I think we're going to continue to see more and more artists doing that sound, which I'm totally okay with because it blends a lot of genres that I like all together, and there's nothing better than a mixing pot of all my favorite genres. Okay, the next track is called I Can't Stop Me, featuring Saweetie. Ooh. You can tell me you're there for me, but who are you to tell me what I need? I actually like those lyrics a lot. This is a collaboration that I like to see. I feel like Saweetie, not sure how to say her name, but I feel like she added a lot to this, and what it did on the track is it got Sabrina to bring out a little bit more attitude, a little bit more swag, you could say, to the track, which was good because the trade-offs were good. Again, over this hip-hop inspired beat, I'm gonna have to preach it because I think that's where Sabrina's really shining for me. If I think of memorable tracks, it's the tracks where she collabs with a hip-hop artist or where she does this pop sort of crossover sound. I feel like the outcome of those tracks are major because right before a beat drops, the build up, instead of using a beat, Sabrina is using this like vocal melody and this little bit of run that she does. And then right away, boom, the drums come back in. You hear Saweetie doing this little bit of ad-libbing in the back, and the moment is just really great. It sounds super good on a good speaker as well, so definitely loving the beat here. I'm just enjoying the diversity we're getting from Sabrina. There's nothing better than getting a wide range of music on one album. I like that she does these singular acts where she's not defining herself by one style, but rather showing off what she's capable of. Okay, the next song is called On Fakin. I immediately am picking up some like 2008, 2009 pop hits. Think like Gaga era, start of Gaga era. There was a lot of pop songs that came out that had this type of beat with it, with this type of singing on it. It sounds really cool. So I actually like that song a lot lyrically because the song is essentially about two people that are together and they're threatening to leave each other, or they're like being so angry, like she said, I'm slamming the door but I'm staying, like talking about the like emotional responses and these fights where you make it seem like you're gonna break up. And she's talking about how I'm gonna talk about leaving you, but I'm faking it. Again, it was really easy to pick up some like 2008, 2009 pop hits in that song. There was a lot, especially there was this moment where they were sort of looping her voice and a little bit of a higher pitch in the back to be part of the beat. And I know that recently that sound has been brought back from like 2016, 2017, 2018. That sort of style was very popular back in 08, 09, days when I was in high school. So cool track. I actually like this a lot. And you know, we're 4 tracks in. The only thing I didn't like about In My Bed, I thought the lyrics were good. I thought the vocals were good. I just feel like the beat, again, on track 1 wasn't good. Same way I felt about Singular Act 1. You know, I feel like she's got a lot of talent here, and I feel like the intros to her albums aren't quite reflecting that. Okay, the next song is called Take Off All Your Cool. Damn, okay. Okay, Sabrina. Okay, so my favorite lyrics of the song were don't play hard to get, just be hard to forget. And kind of what I got from the song is that it's about like, you know, I actually like you more when you're not trying to be cool. Sort of like that, you know, Complicated song from Avril Lavigne. Similar ending to the lyrics, and that, at least that's what I picked up on. And one thing I really liked about the song, sort of the highlight for me, was that moment when Sabrina was singing and it should have been a chorus, but everything seemed like all the beats started to kind of become chaotic and like falling out in certain spots. And what it did was create a really awesome moment in this track. It gave me a very big modern pop sound. So we have explored numerous sounds on this album already. We're not gonna talk much about In My Bed because I didn't really like the style of it. However, Pushing 20, I Can't Stop Me, we had more of a trap and R&B sound. On Fakin had the 08, 09 pop sound. Take Off All Your Cool is a very modern pop sound. Okay, the next song is called Tell 'Em. Okay, so the easy thing for me to talk about in that song, we're not going to talk about instruments, we're not talking about anything. All that stuff was great. No lyrics, nothing. This is definitely Sabrina's vocal moment on the album. I think this is where she sounded the best. It was a much slower paced song, and she went through a lot of different vocal tones here, including this like breathy sound, like sort of in the pre-chorus. And every moment of it was just her really flexing on her vocal abilities. And it's cool because, you know, she sounds so great in all these other songs, but to really do a song with the instruments kind of toned back, where it's your chance to step on stage right in the middle and shine vocally, she did not disappoint in this track. So that was actually really cool to hear. Okay, the next song is called Exhale. Whew. That track's pretty cool to me because you can tell that what Sabrina is singing about, she's really feeling. It's definitely an emotional track talking about sort of everything going on around her and how that stress and all of that pressure is on her, and she feels so surrounded sometimes that she just can't breathe. The way that her vocals are in the song, the way that she sounds a little bit broken, I think is really what pushes the message of this song. Especially going into the chorus where she hits that falsetto and those high notes. You can tell that she really means this song. I think that's a thing that a lot of people don't realize is even, you know, obviously she's still coming up, she's still growing and getting bigger, but a lot of these stars, a lot of these singers are like, you know, it may seem like the dream to be able to be making these records and traveling the world and all this stuff, but it is still a job for a lot of them. And there's a lot on you when you have that many eyes on you. You have a lot of people checking up on you. A lot of people, you know, you have this to do, you have this to do, you have this to do, you have to be a specific type of way and all these other things. And it was, you know, it's kind of cool to hear somebody going through that sort of success to make a song like this, talk about like, yeah, sometimes I just want to take a step back and breathe. So I applaud that song. Very cool addition to the album. Okay, the next track is called Take You Back.
Wish that I didn't, but now I do. Just bought a new pair of shoes.
What do I do with all these receipts for every moment that I ever spent on you? I should have just bought a new pair of shoes. Okay. Okay, so in this track, Sabrina is exploring the idea of creating her relationship that she's in and treating it more like a monetary exchange or a purchase. And she would like to literally return or take back this person that she bought because it's not what she wanted and she's having buyer's remorse. And I'm actually shocked that Sabrina Carpenter isn't more popular. The way that her songs sound and the way that her voice sounds and the lyrical content, all of these things seem like they'd very easily be played on the radio or syndicated through big media outlets because there's nothing not likable about her songs. I'm not saying that they're really pushing the limit on sound. I do think they sound similar to a lot of other artists, but I'm just surprised that her stuff isn't actually taking off and going further. Now, maybe it is, and I just haven't heard much about her, but I just feel like there's a lot of opportunity for other people to be playing her, and I feel like I just don't hear about her enough. And that's really surprising considering the content of this album, the content of the last album, and what she does vocally. A lot of you will always tell me to check out an Instagram cover video of her, which I'm going to do. I don't know, sometimes it's just weird to me who makes it and who doesn't, because this stuff could definitely be played on the radio. I mean, some of it actually sounds like stuff that's already played on the radios. It really makes me wonder what's going on with that in the marketing department. But we're on the last track. Song is called Looking at Me. Let's do it.
Attention, you look like you lost your breath. Come on, don't just stand there staring at
Yeah.
your feet.
Okay, and that song right there is pretty much the definition of the entire rant I had in the last song. She had a catchy chorus, memorable lyrics, and a great beat behind it. That song right there could be the single for this entire album. And this is what I mean. What's different from that in any of the other top 10 songs that are on the radio for pop? Like, she's got the ability to do those exact same things, and I think it's a little bit interesting that I'm not hearing more of her, especially on radio tracks. Now, let's talk about the album as a whole and how that reflects maybe where she's gonna go commercially. The album is really, really great. It's a really great job of blending into different sounds per each track, which ultimately really gets you a full experience of all these different styles that she's capable of. I especially enjoy the trap / R&B tracks that she has, which are Pushing 20 and I Can't Stop Me. Something about that is directly up what I like to listen to anyway. So when I hear that sort of style, when I hear that sort of sound, I'm immediately going to be drawn to that and I want to hear more of that. Now, where I think things may be a little weird is that Sabrina Carpenter has a lot of styles. Sabrina Carpenter doesn't really have a definition. And while I think that's cool and I like when I see other artists do that, I do feel like that could be a hindrance sometimes. And what I mean is oftentimes we are sold a sound and then that artist typically sounds that way. There are artists that defy those moments. A band that I like to think of is 21 Pilots. I don't know what to tell you their style would really be because they play so many different genres all the time, but they really got big on that in an independent scene that grew. Now when I look at someone like Sabrina Carpenter, she's doing popular styles of music, she's doing popular acts, but there is no defining style, and I wonder if that makes it hard to market her. Now for someone like me, this is the perfect album because I get essentially a playlist, and oftentimes with Sabrina Carpenter's music, it takes me a second to even figure out if it's her because there's so many styles to her songs. I often wonder sometimes if that could be why she's not more commercially successful. Now I know this album is doing good and I know that she's doing great, but I feel like there's another step that she could be at, and I wonder if it's just that people have a hard time marketing her. I don't know. Maybe you guys have a little bit more insight on this. You can let me know in the comment section. But overall, I thought this album was sick. I really do enjoy hearing so many different styles from her. I think there's something very respectable about an artist that can pull off so many styles and do each of them so well. The fact that she can hop on a trap beat and at the same time do a modern pop song, and both of them sound so good for the genre that they're in, that's a talent all in itself. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you liked the album. If you did, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm very active over there and it would mean a lot to have you guys over there. I also have my own personal channel. I upload there sort of sporadically. It's going to be one of the links in the description. You can also donate to the channel if you want. First link in the description, just a one-time donation to help support the channel. You can also sign up for my Patreon. Patreon members get all kinds of exclusive membership benefits, so make sure to check the link in the description. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts on this entire album. Are you still listening to it? I know it came out a couple weeks ago. Are you still jamming this? And what was your favorite song? Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.